with emotion. And I actually had to walk out of the room. It was just too much for me to handle.
So, do you blame Dr. Murray for your brother's death?
Yes, I do. He is the one that was administering the drug, as from what I do know.
One person I believe in Hollywood who people conspired to actually take down because he had too much power, and I believe that person was Michael Jackson. The reason I believe that is because you can look into the story. Paul McCartney and Michael used to be real cool. Paul was telling Michael, like, yo, you gotta get your business together, you gotta get your business right. Michael ended up getting so big that he bought the Beatles publishing. The Beatles publishing was worth so much that literally Sony gave Michael Jackson half of their publishing company just to own the Beatles catalog. Imagine how powerful a black man is when he owns a majority of the music industry's publishing. In some cases, he's even giving publishing back to some of the artists. Gave Little Richard his publishing back. I don't know how many people he did that to, but he gave Little Richard his publishing back. I believe that Michael Jackson had too much power in the music industry, had too much control over the most valuable asset in music, which is people who's publishing.
What if the King of Pop's downfall wasn't just about scandals, lawsuits, and bad health, but a carefully crafted plot by some of the most powerful men in the music industry? JanetJackson has just dropped bombshell claims that her brother Michael was set up, and she isn't holding back, pointing directly at Jay-Z and his longtime ally, Diddy. Stay tuned, because this story isn't just about fame. It's about power, money, betrayal, and a catalog worth billions that may have made Michael Jackson the most dangerous man in music. Michael Jackson wasn't just the king of pop. Behind the music, he was also one of the smartest businessmen in entertainment history. Back in the 1980s, Michael shocked the world when he bought the Beatles catalog. That deal eventually gave him control of half of Sony/ATV, one of the most valuable publishing catalogs in the world. This wasn't just about royalties. This was leverage over the industry itself. Imagine one man having the rights to songs by the Beatles, Babyface, Mariah Carey, even Beyoncé. Michael even gave Little Richard back his publishing rights, proving he wasn't hoarding power for himself, he was changing the system. But to the industry? That was dangerous. To some, Michael Jackson had too much power. According to Janet, this is where Jay-Z enters the story. She suggests that Jay-Z wasn't just climbing the ladder, he was allegedly weaving himself into Michael's world, isolating him, and plotting behind the scenes. Insiders say that Jay-Z and Diddy were moving chess pieces, making sure Michael's reputation crumbled while their own empires expanded. It's no coincidence, Janet claims, that every time Michael tried to break free from the industry's grip, new scandals would erupt. And here's the eerie part, Michael himself confided in producer Rodney Darkchild Jerkins that he lived in constant fear. He believed people were trying to strip him of his assets, and he felt trapped by the very system he once beat. Michael's tragic death in June 2009 shocked the world. Officially, it was ruled as a propofol overdose given by his personal doctor, Conrad Murray. But according to reports, when Michael collapsed, Murray didn't immediately call 911. Instead, he allegedly called Fahim Mohammed, not a medic, but Diddy's bodyguard. This detail alone has fueled speculation that Michael's final moments were more controlled than chaotic. And here's where the dots connect. Fahim only became Michael's head of security less than a year before his death, after years of working with Diddy. To some, it looked less like coincidence and more like infiltration. Michael wasn't the only Jackson targeted. His sister LaToya was manipulated by her abusive ex-husband, Jack Gordon. Under his control, she once accused Michael of horrific crimes, accusations she later admitted were lies forced out of her. According to insiders, Gordon's actions weren't isolated. They were part of a much bigger scheme, allegedly tied to powerful industry figures like Jay-Z and Diddy. LaToya later revealed she was brainwashed, beaten, and used to publicly damage her own brother. And tragically, by the time she escaped Gordon's abuse, the damage to Michael's reputation was already done. Michael's war with Sony only made things worse. He publicly called out CEO Tommy Mottola as a racist and exposed the company's unethical practices. The label was furious, and Michael refused to stay silent. But here's the kicker, just 5 days after Michael Jackson's death, Jay-Z's Roc Nation announced a distribution deal with Sony Records. The timing has left fans questioning if Jay-Z's rise came directly on the heels of Michael's fall. Janet suggests that these weren't random industry shifts. They were carefully timed moves in a much larger game of power and control. Janet isn't alone. LaToya has openly called Michael's death murder, saying Conrad Murray was just a fall guy. Michael's daughter, Jackson, has also said she believes her father was targeted, and hopes to one day get answers about who was really responsible. The family recalls how Michael warned them repeatedly, "They're going to murder me. They want my catalog." Janet says that Michael's isolation, his dependence on pills, and his cut-off family access were all signs that he was surrounded by people who didn't have his best interests at heart. Janet says she completely blames Dr. Murray for Michael's death, but she also hints at something bigger, that Murray was only the fall guy. LaToya has gone even further, outright calling Michael's death murder. She says her brother told her multiple times that "they are going to murder me." And Michael's daughter, Jackson, has spoken publicly about her suspicions. She said her father cried in his final days, that phones were cut off, that he felt trapped. She still hopes for answers about who took her father away. The Jackson family agrees, Michael wasn't just a victim of his own habits. He was a target. Janet Jackson's words have reignited one of the biggest debates in music history. Was Michael Jackson's downfall simply the tragedy of fame, or was it a calculated plot by some of the industry's most powerful players? Jay-Z, Diddy, Sony, these are names with influence, wealth, and power. But could they also hold the secrets behind the king of pop's mysterious final years? The Jackson family believes the truth hasn't been told. And with every new revelation, more fans are starting to wonder, did Michael Jackson know too much and own too much to be left alive? What do you think? Was Michael set up, or is this all speculation? Drop your thoughts in the comments below, and don't forget to subscribe, because this story is far from over.